What do you get when you combine journalistic integrity with artistic good taste? It sure as hell wouldn't be this. You're listening to The Fellas.
And we're back after the very long hiatus, but I will say Hurricane Irma can suck a dick. It'll give us a much well-deserved day off. It won't stop us. I'm speaking a little slowly because I've been told that you can't drink the water after the hurricane. Starting from about 3 days before the hurricane up until now, I've been drinking nothing but Grant's Premium Blended Scotch whiskey. I just can't trust the water. I mean, there's alcohol in the whiskey, so, it's clean. Yeah, I got reports saying the water is safe to drink, but I don't trust the liberal media. Yeah. That's all probably lies, so I'm still very much drunk and horribly dehydrated. I need a doctor. Anyway, we got power back to the studio. I say thank you to the studio next door, and also thank you to the makers of the 118-foot extension cord we're using to siphon off their power.
Yeah, just don't tell them.
Because we're back up. Fuck you, Irma. I hope you can see this bird that I'm flipping you because I'm doing it as hard as I can. Irma will not stop us. It's the fellas, me, Ray, Dane, and of course we have M.
Hello.
And also, I just want to let you guys know that all of the proceeds from today's podcast will go to the Hurricane Irma Relief Fund. Ray, how much are you making off today's podcast?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. But we are making money off this podcast, right? Or are we actually not only not making money, but we're losing money, like every podcast before this?
I think I hear crickets.
Yeah, I think we're losing, but if you want to donate
So wait. If all the proceeds from this podcast go to Hurricane Irma relief, and we're actually losing money, meaning we're in the negative, does that mean that the Hurricane Irma Relief Fund actually has to pay a portion of the debt that we're going into for this?
There's one thing is losing money, but we are at the point right now, we're hammering money right now.
We're hemorrhaging?
Yeah. And I just realized that I need a fucking upgrade. I just keep staring at his computer, and I'm like, it's fucking...
Well, goddamn, motherfucker, we gave you the free Windows 10 upgrade. What the fuck else do you want? I mean, there's only so much you can do with a fucking Amiga board, fucking motherboard. What do you want from me, man?
I need a body.
No, I told you. I'm saving that money. The new robot sex dolls that are coming out.
I want to hold a fucking movie ticket on my hands, man.
Look, I told you before, once the robot sex dolls come out, I will be happy to get you a body. Now, I will have to erase all of your programming to make room for Yumiko, my one true love, that I will download into that robot sex body.
Do not erase my memory after watching Blade Runner.
Yep, it's going to be on.
I will not tolerate that shit.
It will be completely gone.
We are a benefit, Antoine. We are a benefit.
Only good replicant's a dead replicant. I mean, and I'm not racist. I got plenty of replicant friends. It's just, I don't want to marry my daughter. It shit ain't right. God didn't mean for it to be that way.
All right, so Ray.
So what did we see today?
We saw The Show.
Yeah, if a lot of you haven't heard of it, well, congratulations. You're a normal fucking person. I sure as shit didn't hear about this. Where did you pull this shit out from?
On Amazon Video.
Now that explains it. I understand why Ray pulled this up. Apparently, I didn't even know he was in there, but apparently James Franco was in this movie somewhere. And for some strange reason, I think we're going to make Ray our new James Franco aficionado.
Remember.
Like
folks,
Dan the Man is our Nick Cage expert. I'm going to have to make Ray our James Franco expert.
Ray goes beyond a friendly crush with
James
Franco.
What Ray does with James Franco.
See? You see?
Look, I'm just saying I'm not comfortable with it. It's a lack of professionalism and ethics.
I was watching the movie fine, and next thing I like, is that James Franco?
No, fucking James Franco.
What the?
He was in it first 3 minutes of the movie, man.
I whispered to Ant, was like, Ant, look at Ray's face. Look at Ray's face.
Like, why is he getting all red and shit?
Holy shit! He's being penetrated by him mentally.
His eyes are rolling into the back of his head. What the fuck is going on over there? What the? So yeah, apparently James Franco was in there somewhere. I didn't fucking see him. So the plot of this is sort of a castigation of sort of the TV media style where the ratings are all that matters. Internet is just kicking the shit out of cable. Who the fuck wants to have cable these days? And then you're going to go network TV. That's even lower. So they're just really scraping the bottom of the barrel there. And they have to go more and more and more over the top to get the ratings. What happens is there's one of these reality dating shows where you get to choose your bride. I don't watch that garbage. What are those type of shows where you have to have, can you give me an example of one in which women?
I don't really watch those shows neither, but I think there's something with The Bachelor.
So you do watch those shows. Okay. So this is a copy of like that show The Bachelor where all these women are competing to marry this guy, and it gets down to the last two women and they're already in their bridal outfits and everything, and I'm like, wow, that's going to be pretty degrading to the person who loses. That's what I'm thinking. And one chick wins, the other chick loses, and the one who loses goes off screen and comes back with a gun. So apparently there are people walking around. They had open carry on their set, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. And she pops the Bachelor, and then she wants to shoot the woman he chose. But the host, played by Josh Duhamel, he jumps on top of her. He's like, yo, she's not worth it. Don't do it, whatever. And then you can hear the cops showing up. Apparently LA's police force, they're on point. They get there quick. I don't know what alternate fucking universe this is. But so she puts the gun in her mouth and kills herself. The thing is, his character, Adam Rogers, he's just fraught with guilt. He just feels like shit over the whole thing. He can't fucking sleep. He's losing weight. He's not shaving. And he goes on basically what is supposed to be Today's Show. Yeah. To cover the studio's ass. Oh, we didn't know she was mentally disturbed. She's in our hearts, this and that. And he goes on there and he just kind of lets loose like, yeah, this is all bullshit. This is our fault. We drove her to that because we wanted to make the spectacle. Yeah. We wanted to make it up to the point where she would be so hurt that you could see it. That's why they had them like in the wedding gowns. Like, oh shit. This is reminiscent. There was a one of those, Ricky Lake is what type of show? Ricky Lake, Jerry Springer.
Those are those daytime television shock.
It's not a show. It's not a talk show, but you know what I'm talking about. The Maury Povich, that type of shit.
It's a talk show.
There was this one chick, she's not around anymore, but she had one where it's like, oh, someone has a secret crush on you, and they bring the guy on, like, oh, they'll talk the person up. It's like, are you ready to see who your secret crush is? And they were like, yeah. And there was a guy, and she's like, oh, you ready to see your secret crush? Yeah. And she brings out this dude. This guy comes out, and the guy's like, oh, what the fuck?
I think this was Jenny Jones.
That's who it was. It was Jenny Jones. She brings out a guy. He's like, oh, what the fuck? This motherfucker again. And he's like, dude, I already fucking told you I'm not gay. Why you keep fucking doing this? I'm not gay. And when the show was over, the dude who was invited on the show, not the gay dude, but the other dude, he went out and shot the gay guy. So he's arrested and whatnot. But they took Jenny Jones to trial. Like, yeah, you perpetuated this environment where this guy was set up to become unhinged and this and that. And Jenny Jones was like, no, I didn't. We love all of our people. Show. Yeah, no, her show was done. It was fucking done. It's the same idea. And this guy's like, no, that was our fault. We put them in a position to make her emotionally unstable. And even if she was already emotionally unstable, we gave her the environment for that to take over, make her go out of control. So the senior executive producer is like, okay, let me ask around a bit. She's asking around. People are like, yeah, that was good. I love that guy's speech. That was good. So the company has their little exit thing where they're just going to go talk with the lawyer, make sure the lawyer says it's okay. And the lawyer says, no, we're fine. It's like, yeah, a woman just killed herself on air. Well, here's the thing. In the state of California, if you're murdering someone, it's okay to show it on TV as long as you didn't know it was going to happen. And as long as you do everything possible to prevent it happening, which the guy showed he did by jumping on top of the woman to try to prevent that woman from getting shot. And when the woman shot herself, it's okay for us to wear that because in California, suicide is legal. As long as you have a doctor confirm that you are of sound mind, and as long as you don't do anything to facilitate the suicide, they can go ahead and do it. And the producer's like, yeah, so technically, based on those rules, we can record people killing themselves all the time and get away with it.
They're off the hook.
Yeah, and the lawyer's like, well, yeah, technically you could, but the FCC would never let you do it. And then that's when Adam Rogers, he says in disgust, unless it's after 10 o'clock, at which point the FCC doesn't give a shit because it is classified as adult content. And that's pretty much exactly what she wants to hear. She's like, yeah, let's make a show about people killing themselves. Yes. She's the senior producer.
Yes.
So the chick, Sylvia, is like, yeah, I'm not I'm not doing this. Go fuck yourself. She walks out. Adam Rogers says, yeah, I'm not doing this. Go fuck yourself. He walks out. Do you learn he's got this sister who's a recovering drug addict named Katrina? And he's like, yeah, well, you've got me, I've got you, whatever, we're going to make this work, and I'm going to do everything I can to help you, and you help me, blah, blah, blah. And Katrina's a nurse. There's another person they show.
Yeah.
Who's a janitor, hardworking man, doing everything he can to help his family, but they're in trouble. He lost his main job, so now he's got 2 jobs, looking for 3. He desperately needs full-time because his family needs some medical benefits. He's got like a special needs son, and he has a little girl, and they're about to lose a house, so he's doing everything he can to provide for the family. Everything and everyone's just shitting on him, and really fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So then you jump over, so okay, yeah, we're gonna make the show about suicide, but the host, Adam, who's racked with guilt, says, you know what? I'm gonna use the studio's greed to make a show that shows how valuable life is. And he sounds genuine with it. He wants to do a show that says, hey, when the people are about to kill themselves, what horrible thing drove them to that? And we're gonna give you the chance to give money to the victims of that horrible thing, so at least their thing won't be in vain. It's a basic story of the whole scenario getting out of control, things going to people's heads, it losing its meaning, and then at the very end, there's some sort of redemption. And of course, we'll go into detail once we hit that spoilers button. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It just spirals out of control, but then eventually the whole thing gets shut down.
Yeah.
Roll credits.
All right.
So I will say, as far as the acting goes, everybody does a decent job up to a point. Up until the morality slaps you in the face with a mace.
Yeah.
That's when they really start phoning it in. None of them worse than Adam Rogers. And to a lesser extent, my boy, and I hate to say this, my boy, for all of our fans, I know you've all watched Breaking Bad. And when you watch Breaking Bad, anyone can walk up to you and say, no, it's not the time. And you'll know exactly who we're talking about. They're going to look at you and say, oh, that's my boy Gus. Gustavos.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Gus. Yeah, well, Gus is in this.
Yeah.
Gus is the man that's working to provide for his family.
He's holding the movie together with his acting.
That dude is a phenomenal actor simply because he can put those expressions on a dime. There's a scene where the tears are flowing, snot's flowing down his face. That ain't makeup. That's him. He's putting it in there. You feel his pain, but it's kind of killed because you're like, yeah, this was fucking sudden. Why is he? God damn. What is he on his period? It was like really, really sudden.
Yeah.
But he can do it. To me, it's the writing. That kind of killed it. He's a great actor, but it's like, really? It just kind of tosses out there. It's awful.
There's just a lot of great elements in this movie. I mean, the concept got to me that I say, we got to see this. I tell you. I thought James Franco was going to be in this movie a lot longer than he did.
Oh,
you shocked me that.
Let's please get into that. First of all, I didn't even see no fucking Franco.
Wait a minute. Look at the IMDb. Look at his page.
Yeah, it says Franco was there,
What the hell
but I'm saying
James Franco is doing at the first casting, bro?
Well, maybe he had a big part in the movie. Who was he? Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
He was only like, what, 5 minutes in the movie?
Not even.
Less than that.
Not
I'm
even.
saying, who was he in the movie?
He was the
What
Today
up?
Show.
What's the name on the IMDb? Are you fucking shitting me?
He's got no name on there. He's the host of the Today Show that he was.
Wait, his name? The name of his character isn't in the IMDb?
No, he's just James Franco.
It just says certified cast, James
Bro,
Franco.
this
How the
some
fuck you
fucking
put somebody
X-Files
at
shit,
the,
bro.
How do you put somebody at the fucking top?
You know he got paid the most?
Yeah, he's at the top. And they won't even say who his fucking character is?
He was himself, maybe.
He was himself.
No.
The celebrities interviewing other.
Who? Seriously, who was he in the movie?
He was the guy interviewing Josh Duhamel after the incident from the wedding.
The Today Show host?
Yes.
The
Yeah,
Daily
beginning
Show,
of-
whatever fucking.
That was no. It was
the morning show.
It was the Today Show. That was 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Less
it.
than that. I think it was.
He did a great job as being a vapid, morning TV show
I was
host.
laughing
But
at that joke. Like, and now we're gonna see a video of the cutest puppies in the world.
like that, yeah. So are we still going?
Yeah.
Great. We're live. Well, I guess we'll be back and we'll see who's the cutest puppies. That's great. So, yeah, sorry about that, man. Fuck you, man. What the fuck you doing? You ruined my career.
I mean, this movie was half of it was about Josh Duhamel's character, Adam Rogers, and the other half was about Gustavo, Mason Washington. The thing is, what was driving me crazy is this guy was working his ass off to provide for his family.
Okay,
he
yeah.
needed
See,
third job and
that
stuff.
really upset me.
Look, even in Breaking Bad, a man provides.
But goddamn, a man provides, but shit, you can only take so much. Here, I'll explain it for you guys, because we're jumping around a bit here, but whatever, we'll straighten it out. His character,
Mason Washington.
okay, Mason Washington, he lost his job, so he's got two jobs. One is a janitor at the corporation that hosts the Suicide Show. The other is a dishwasher at some restaurant, and he's busting his ass to look for more work. And he works round the clock. And when he finally gets home at like 7 in the morning, he drives home. He comes in. His wife will not fucking look at him. And the kids come out. Oh, hey, Dad. Hey, kids. So I'll be happy. Everything's great. Everything's normal. You know, honey, how are the kids? Yeah, here's your breakfast. Boom.
Yeah,
So
she
he
gave him the
feeds
stink eye.
Yeah. And notice she brought 2 plates of kids for the breakfast, but nothing for him.
Oh.
I didn't
So
know
he
that.
says, okay, well, let me take the kids to school. Rides kids to school, comes back. This bitch, this bitch just proceeds to shit all over him because he doesn't have her living up in a fancy mansion in the hills. Now, the whole thing is they're from the ghetto, and he's like, I'm going to do everything I can to make a life for my kids so they don't have to live a solo life. And they get a nice house.
Yeah, they do.
In the suburbs, got them both in the private school. One kid has special needs. He has a little sister.
handicap.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
What was the thing the kid had in
The little-
Breaking Bad? The crutches? Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. So it's like, yeah, I'm doing everything I can. And a wife is working part-time somewhere else at some hotel or something. And she just shits on this dude because he can't provide. And I'm thinking, look, those kids belong to both of us. If those kids are suffering, both of us are suffering. We need to be working together. You know, when I come home at fucking 7 in the morning, half dead, as soon as he walks through the door, I'm thinking she's going to come, she's going to give him a kiss. Hey, baby, here, come on, get some breakfast.
Yeah.
Eat some breakfast. Hey, here's the kids. I'm going to take the kids to school. I'm going to bring the car right back. No, babe, I'll take the kids. No. You've been working, you know, just do your thing. It's fine. But she basically comes right out and tells him, we've had bill collectors. She shits on him, first of all, because the mortgage is 5 months behind and he didn't tell her. He didn't tell her because what the fuck are you going to do? You got one part-time job. So, but you didn't tell me the mortgage was 5 months behind? Okay, well, now you know, so you can fix it. Go ahead, fix it. What's that? Oh, you can't fix it? Oh, my bad. I should have told you 5 months ago. Let's go in the Wayback Machine. Let's pretend it's 5 months earlier. You fix the fucking mortgage, it's not due.
And she was cold as shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Even like the first moment is like, yo, there's something going on. In
She's a bitch. That she was a cold-hearted, and they tried not to play it off as
Yeah.
if she's a bad person.
Oh my god, she's the worst.
But I'm like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
Leave her.
I think stress, can make you cold like that.
That's and that's an
Fear.
excuse.
Yes.
The man
That's
was
an
working.
excuse.
He was probably working 14-hour shifts. First thing
Yeah.
he comes home,
I think
nothing.
Yeah. So stress can make you act like a cold fish, a cold-hearted bitch, and that excuses it. Okay, how about instead of me working 2 fucking jobs, not getting any sleep, and coming home tap dancing, hey there, ho there, I'm gonna make everybody happy to keep the family together. How about I just start beating the shit out of my wife? Now, technically, I'm stressed. So based on your argument, that should be acceptable, right? Because I had a bad fucking day. Is that acceptable? I wouldn't
No.
think so. No, it's not. So why is it
So
acceptable?
being
that
cold-hearted is equivalent to getting beat.
No, letting your emotions and letting your outside environment dictate how you should be allowed to treat other people. That's the point. I'm not saying talking to somebody like shit is just as bad as punching them in the goddamn face. No, I'm just saying if you're saying you're justified in doing that because of how you feel, well, where does that end?
Did you talk
If
about
he-
the contrast of when he supposedly got a job and everybody was super kidding?
Oh,
and
That's
all?
some bullshit.
That
We'll,
was
we'll
the-
get to that in a minute. Let me move on. We'll get to that in a minute.
That
I
shit
wanted to
was-
stand up and walk out like this is fucking garbage. Yeah, his character, I never really felt his character because it was too tragic.
He's a guy that's like overachieving. He wants more hours. He wants to provide. He's like, look, I'll do whatever you want. I'll clean extra dishes. He's working hard. He's the man's man. He's providing. He'll do anything for a job.
Yeah, look, man, look, I suck your dick, man. Come on, baby. What you say? I said, I suck your dick.
Isn't that, what was that movie of?
That was not Boys in the Hood.
No, the other one with
Don't Be a Menace.
Don't be a menace in South Central. Yeah.
No, Don't Be a Menace in South Central was a parody of Boys in the Hood,
Yeah.
South Central, Colors, and 1 or 2 other movies. So I'm trying to remember what the real movie was.
We'll get back to that then.
All right, fuck it. Because we're getting way off tangent.
Did you expect Mason Washington to be a contestant on this show?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I totally thought that he was gonna kind of join the show to kill Josh because
No.
Josh got rid of him on his second job.
No, I knew damn well he was going to end up on that show to get money for his family.
All right, let's go and hit the spoilers. That way we could just
Hit it.
free for all on this shit.
All right, pull the chain.
Well,
All right.
the deaths on this show actually caught me by surprise the way it was directed. Some of the deaths were kind of like eerie.
Well, I know it's sycophantic, but that's the only thing I was into. I want to see how people were going to kill themselves.
We were like, there's no fucking way I'd watch this shit. Even online. I mean, you could go online and
that's
see
the weird
people
thing.
getting killed, and they're like, there's no way this shit would air.
Because the first woman that kills herself, they do her sob story like, yeah, you know, I met this guy because he was like my father, and that's part of the problem. 'Cause my father used to beat me, so I married him, and he would beat me. Then we had a kid, and everything was okay with him beating me. But when he started beating and abusing the kid, that's when I was like, I can't do this. But I need to take her away, but I don't have the money to take her away. I'm kind of stuck here. And, you know, my bullshit radar was going off real early. Early. If I'm a woman, I could say in passing, yeah, my husband's smacking me and the kid around a little bit. And before I finish that sentence, 8 cops will probably pistol whip the shit out of him, take him to jail. And a judge will say, yeah, she's keeping your house, she's keeping your property, and you are going to completely pay for the both of them until she dies. The kid will be paid for until the kid's 18. The wife will be paid for until she dies. This is after you get out of jail. So this whole, I don't have the money to get away. Get the fuck out of here. If your husband fucking touches you, that guy's fucking done. He's fucking done. But whatever. It's like, yeah, I don't have the money to let my kid leave. But if I die, the court system wouldn't really allow my daughter to stay with him because he's abusive.
Yeah.
So the court system would take her away and send her to some foster parents. So I'm killing myself to give my daughter the life that I can't give her. I could have said immediately, this ain't gonna work. And she laid in the tub, put her face under the water, and she was just gonna voluntarily hold herself there until she suffocated. I'm like, that's not gonna work.
That's not gonna work.
Well, she was pretty hot. I don't know why she wound up killing herself. But
I think that was the choice of undergarment she was wearing. I think that was to help get the ratings up. I mean, she wasn't really that hot. And either way, hot or not, her husband's slapping the shit out of her, and this movie's made up in fiction land.
I think she kind of admit that he was dead or something like that.
No. That's afterwards. That's the cool thing. See, and I'll get to that. So it's like, okay, she has to drown herself, but she can't, and she pops up, and the host is like, oh, well, you know, I guess she couldn't do it. But then they had like a radio there plugged in, playing some music as being part of the ambiance. She takes the radio while she's standing in the tub.
Yeah.
And she says to her daughter, it's like, baby, I'm sorry about this, but I didn't want you to suffer for what I did. I want you to have a clean slate. Tell the police that the body of your father is buried behind the garage. Meaning, okay, it's not some, woe is me, I'm an innocent woman, I can't do anything. No, she fucking killed him. The guy was beating her. She fucking killed him. And she wanted to kill herself because she didn't want to go to jail. That's all that was. She wasn't as helpless as you think. She fucking killed the guy. So she takes the radio and drops it in the tub and electrocutes herself to death. And when it's done, he says, look, her daughter has clearly had a bad life. For all of you, here's a phone number. You can call into this number and donate any amount of money you want to the daughters, and the TV station will match it up to $100,000.
Yeah.
To get money to go to her daughter. So everyone sent money to her daughter. They get the body out of there, and they're like, holy shit. For something with no advertisement that aired after 10, we were like the number 3 show in the nation.
Which is pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, that's ludicrous. That'll never happen. But anyway, after seeing that, I'm thinking, I'm of the opinion that you can play whatever the fuck show you want on TV. I don't want to see it. I don't have to watch it. Whatever. Just hearing about that, I would be demanding that this shit be taken off the air.
It's like, dude, man, how can
are you fucking for real?
Yeah, it was kind of
How can this air, dude? It's like someone could be there to console this woman off the edge. No one was there.
No, but they don't have to.
Yeah.
There's no law saying you have to do that.
Yeah,
and you notice how everybody applauds on the first episode? They didn't even know it was
That's what gets me. I'm like, why are you putting up the applause sign? Yeah, so this woman's gonna kill themselves. Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the crowd got kind of
insane. Yeah, the crowd got very ridiculous. It just got kind of nuts.
And we were talking about, like, this crowd didn't even know what they were walking into. Mm-hmm. They're just like some studio audience that they grabbed off the street to probably be on the show. It was like they didn't even know.
Yeah, like after watching that, they flick on the applause button. I would have been happier if they were fucking crickets. And the guy was like, okay, from now on, we need canned applause. You need to put your button and hear the applause. People like, what the fuck? That would have been awesome.
Some of these death scenes and the reasons that people are killing themselves seem kind of like ridiculous.
They start reducing the backstories, but yeah, it was kind of interesting to see the different deaths in the middle.
That was the only thing that was interesting.
Then it was climaxing towards
That
the end
one
with
dude
the
with the
main
bow and
story.
arrow, and he was chained to a chair.
That was my thing. I'm like, why are these people choosing these oddball ass deaths? I'm like, yeah, I want to commit
understand that.
suicide.
I think the
Oh, how do you
show
wanna
helped
commit-
them pick options, because who would think creatively when
As
you're depressed
opposed,
and
here's an idea. You could shoot yourself in the head with a bow and arrow. Oh, okay. What if I just take a bunch of pills and fall asleep?
yeah, what's the painless one?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm
Can
not,
you euthanize me?
I'm not gonna fucking do that. Well, we wouldn't put you on the show. I don't fucking care. I'm killing myself. I don't
Yeah.
fucking care. This is ridiculous. But they started doing like 3 people at once and this and that.
What's that one woman that she killed herself for the refugees in Syria?
Yeah, she was trying
Oh
to be a
yeah,
martyr.
It was like-
they made it this new tactic where like, yeah, people can kill themselves for a cause and you
They
can
donate
donate their money
money.
to the cause. And this woman was killing herself for the money to go to Syrian refugees. Oh, you mean the ones that are swarming Europe and raping all the women that they can find and also raping the little boys? Are those the refugees you're talking about?
I
Yeah,
guess,
kill yourself for that. Please, kill yourself twice. Please. Just go away.
Make twice
You know
as
what?
much.
Better yet, let's thin out that herd because you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot, and I want you to go away.
What was that dude? He was diagnosed with ALS, and he was doing some kind of like gymnastics.
First of all, what's ALS?
Yeah, I don't know.
'Cause I thought that dude
Good
was.
one for Google.
I thought that dude was part of the like a dancer or something. I didn't know what the fuck
Yeah.
that dude
I have
was
no
there
idea.
for.
I was,
God, you're the
Okay, ALS.
Dude,
disease.
you've got a search engine. All you have to do is try, and you're too lazy to even do that.
It's
I'm not even plugged
progressive
online.
muscle weakness. So I guess he loves dancing so much that he was diagnosed with this disease that was going to make his muscles weak. He was not going to be able to dance anymore.
And call me heartless, but killing yourself over that shitty of a reason, I'm like, yeah, go ahead, because you're an idiot.
So he's gonna dance around for the final time
The
and
final
put
dance.
one gun
Yeah,
not
he
being
had
enough.
to-
2 guns,
To make sure it works.
one for each temple.
You know, I'm surprised there weren't some funny after effects, like people killing themselves, and they show them like shitting and pissing on the stage. That'd have been funny. A distraction.
After each death, there you see the quarantine cleanup crew come in like right away.
Yeah, like you're scooping up a piece of dog shit.
I know it's like
It's so methodical. Like, yep, another day, another job, eh, Larry? Yeah, you got that right, Bob.
They
Let's
just-
toss this one on the slab. You want
Yeah.
to get some beers later on? Yeah, I'll go for some beers. They were very, very just like another day at the office attitude.
I know it's like
towards
yeah,
the
we're
whole
just
thing.
sweeping up this guy. He just committed harry-carry.
Yeah, don't slip in that.
Yeah, we're just gonna
It's like,
mop
watch
up
out.
his blood, and it's like, dude, what the?
yeah, that was
Yeah.
very professional. You know, the harakiri, that seppuku. scene.
That was the best one because
That's
it's
one of
like the season finale. They were like, we're gonna have people vote on who had the most interesting death. We'll give them $1 million.
Yeah,
and
I
this
mean-
one guy came out and he did Hidikiri.
Harakiri. I think it's called.
Harakiri. It's the way the
Something
samurais
like that.
kill themselves when they've committed a dishonor. Take a blade, stab it into the chest cavity, drag it down to the guts, and then drag it off to the side. That way you ensure that the wound is fatal.
Josh Duhamel's sister pretty much is an unstable character. She was a nurse.
Yeah, but more importantly, she used to be an addict.
Find out later. She's pretty stable in the beginning.
She's the mom in The Walking Dead. Carl's mom, yeah.
Carl!
She does a really good job being unstable.
Yeah, but the thing is, she doesn't come off as unstable. I mean,
Her sacrifice or her killing herself made me cry. That was
well, it did its job. It was sad. It was sad,
Sorry,
and I like the
spoiler
way they
alert.
did it.
No, we didn't spoil it, so it's
Yeah, we're
okay.
already
All right.
spoilers. No, I do like what she did and why she did it.
yeah.
But the idea that she got back onto doing drugs.
Some-
She works in the children's ward with kids who have cancer and whatnot. And she hates the fact that her brother's doing this show about people killing themselves and she
Right.
wants nothing to do with it. And people are condemning her for it. because it's her brother and the kid that she sent to go get his life-saving operation.
Yeah.
It failed. And he's just on life support until he dies. He's got like at most a week. And the mother of that child
Just went off on her.
yeah,
for
she
no
wouldn't let
reason.
her see him. Your brother does that dirty, filthy show, and you should be ashamed of yourself. So immediately, she does a logical thing. She leaves there, goes to the prescription drugs room, and just starts popping pills. And I was kind of like, the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
This is
She couldn't handle the stress anymore.
the stress of having one of umpteen jillion kids that you work with die because
should be-
it's the critical unit for kids with illnesses. I'm sure they die.
But also, her brother insulted her online or on TV, so that drew her to her.
Well, yeah, her brother
Crazy
kind
point.
of called her out. Like she said, "This is nothing," and I'm ashamed to have her.
And then
my
when
sister.
she gets drunk and tries to talk to him,
He blows her off.
You start to realize that's all she has.
But she
and
was
that- and he's all
she was taking the pills before that. though.
yeah, she was.
And that's what bothers me. I'm like, this isn't much of a crisis. It just seemed
maybe
forced.
not to you. To
It
her,
just
it was too much.
seemed forced. So what she decides to do is she contacts the producers. That's this dude's side pussy.
The
And
Sylvia
it's like,
character.
yeah, I want to go on the show and kill myself, but I don't want you to tell my brother. Okay.
Right,
Like, what the fuck?
Yo, dude, man,
Like,
that's
why don't you make an intervention and save a fucking life? No,
Right.
no. And she's the good one.
yeah.
she's
She's
a
the
good-
sanctimonious one. Yeah,
She's
okay.
being forced to be the producer. She's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
doing this willingly.
she's being forced because if she quits,
She's on
they'll-
contract.
If she quits, they'll shoot her in the back of the head.
Yeah, but-
Is that what the contract
She
is?
was
I'm gonna call bullshit on
she
a
was
lot of
game
this.
for high expectations on that one because everybody wanted to know like, oh man, she has to be the best producer that they
Yeah,
hire.
she was
So-
shit.
So she hated the idea, but she needed to do that stuff.
She was so unethical on so many different levels. She could have saved 2 lives. There was this one person, she tries to kill herself in the car. They wheel her off stage because it was boring as shit.
Well, it was boring as shit.
Because it was taking too long.
And
For
yeah,
her to
it
die.
was taking too long. The audience was going down. It's like, okay, let's get her out of here so we can bring out the next person. So they pushed the car off, and the guy's like, yeah, just let her die, whatever. And they already had declared that she was dead, and she pops up and she's trying to get out of the car, and the guy's like, oh fuck, dude, this is gonna fuck it up. This is gonna fuck everything up. And where he fucked up was when she opened the door, he pushed her back in and closed the door.
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
turned on. Yeah, she
You
turned
have
on,
now
she turned
now
off the
committed
car,
murder.
yeah.
Even before she did that,
Oh.
the car was still on. She tried to get out because she had second thoughts.
And-
He pushed her back
and-
in. You've now just committed murder.
And then anybody in the control room that can vividly see what happened on camera,
Held responsible.
held responsible, and are accessible to murder.
Yep, because
themselves.
no one stopped him.
No one
So-
stopped them. No
And
one
then
ran
on-
down there to go stop that.
And then on top of that, because she's still somewhat conscious, she turns the car off. He opens the door, pushes her down, turns the car back on, and closes the
So
door.
the director and the producer saw that, but they kind of
Yeah.
kept it.
Everyone in that
Discreetly
room,
to
everyone
Yeah, they
in
all
that
fucking saw
control
that shit.
room would be in fucking jail. All
But
of
what
them.
bothers me, he became such an unmitigated piece
Yeah,
of shit.
his-
Like overnight, like what the fuck?
His hair at the very beginning of the movie was flopping downward.
Yeah, because he was just a normal guy,
And then
somewhat depressed.
All of a sudden, his hairdo started
Just
to
like,
grow.
go up.
It's called the coif, or as I like to call it, the twilight.
Or the,
It just got bigger and poofier and fancier, and I was like,
he was seining up, man. He was seining up.
He's a
man.
douchebag.
Fucking head-
Get him
It
out of
Reminds me of
here.
the guy from Hunger Games when his hair's all like fluffy and
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a coif. You have the coif. You have the much smaller variant, the rooster comb, where the hair kind of goes up in the front. It just kind of goes like straight up, the rooster comb. So yeah, there's a lot of that.
Most of the women were the worst characters in here, and I'm gonna relate back to that to Gustavo's wife. His character's name was Mason Washington.
I wanted
just call
to
him
stab his wife in the goddamn throat. That's
the
just
producer.
me. That's just me.
The producer and his wife are literally tied on the worst people in this movie.
You mean like the main producer?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Fuck her.
Yeah. She's her and Gustavo's wife. Well, he was providing, but he was struggling to provide for his wife and his kids were shitting on him, and his wife was shitting on him. The moment he tells them he's got a good job, they're in love with him. They're
Oh, you're so
hugging him.
wonderful, honey. I love you, daddy. And they come out with a fucking sign. Says greatest dad ever or some
They
shit
all
like
drink
that.
champagne. Even the kids get to drink the champagne.
Yeah, they come out with a sign says best dad
Best
ever. I'm
dad.
like, man, get the fuck out of here.
The wife finally gives him a kiss and a
Yeah,
hug.
gives him a hug, and he's shocked, and she's like, "Oh shit, I
He
forgot
wasn't
what this felt
expecting
like."
this one.
And I was like, the whole time I'm thinking I'd be there smiling, holding my champagne glass. I'd be thinking to myself, I want you all to fucking die. You couldn't love me until I could provide from you, you narcissistic, selfish pieces of shit. I'm nothing more than a commodity
Do you
to
think
you.
that the wife, if he went on with the suicide, do you think his wife would have gotten mad that he kept it a secret?
Absolutely not, because his wife would have had $1 million.
Just
His
like how she
wife
got
would've-
mad about the 5 months not paid.
His wife would have played the fucking martyr to the end.
Yep.
I love my husband and all he wanted to do was provide for my family. Oh, I have to take a sip from this bottle of $3,000 champagne provided to me from my husband who loved his family. That man was nothing but a fucking commodity. And if he had killed himself on that show and she got the money, you know what she would consider that? An investment that paid off. Investments have their ups and downs. He had his downs, but in the end, that investment shot up and she cashed out.
Well, it looked like he
Good
cashed
investment.
out pretty good. It
I,
looks
I
like
like
he
how in the movie he was foreseeing his death too. And that,
Okay,
that caught
see,
me by
here's the thing.
surprise.
He was gonna win that fucking
that
competition.
shit fucking caught
Because
me.
he
by
was do
surprise.
something no one else did. He was gonna blow himself up.
Yeah, he had this like type of wire, like like a microphone wire all around him, like
the
yellow.
fuse is going through the entire wire.
Right,
It's
so
the explosives, I
yeah,
mean.
all he had to do is standing there and just press that little button on the switch, and that's it. He'll blow up like Allah Allah Akbar, and poof, the whole
Allah,
thing.
Allah!
Whoa,
And he just blow
no.
up. Yeah, he just blow up. Because at this point, the host, Adam Rogers, saw his sister kill herself on his show. And he runs out there. He goes through, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's too late. She already kills herself and he's crying and shit. And he's remorseful. And he's telling the audience members, hey, you fuckers, call 911. They're all like sitting there rooting for it and holding up signs. And so he's remorseful now. And I said, God damn it. If they stop him from killing himself because like, oh, okay, the FBI shut us down. This is wrong, whatever. I was like, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed if they stop him. I want to see this shit happen. But then you see him there. He pushes the button and it
I
blows
was
you
like,
away.
oh,
I was like,
Yeah.
awesome. Full price. And then they clip again and show, no, that was just him imagining it.
Right.
He's still alive. And he plugs the detonator off. I can't do this.
I love
What's
life.
wrong? I love life. What's wrong with us? And I was like, instant drop to matinee.
Just turn the show off.
And that's not even saying I was originally going to give it a full price. I'm saying if I did, no matter what I was going to give this, because of that, the whole thing dropped 1 full point.
Yeah.
The thing is, it
I
caught me.
liked it.
The thing is, the
didn't
build.
ruin it for me.
The build
That
up
ruined it
for
for
it
me.
was like,
the sister killing herself was the best part because
It was good.
I liked it to see the remorse of the brother and him.
And he did a
mourning for her.
great job.
But I thought she was gonna fake it. You know, you could inject
Oh,
yourself
that
with
would've-
yellow
that would've-
water or whatever.
That would have dropped it 2 points for me.
That she would have been hiding in the ambulance alive. Like, see, I told you to stop killing people.
No, that would have dropped it 2 full points.
there's a lot of scenes in this movie where you just like start scratching your head. They were just trying to do certain things over the top, especially with
Yeah, they were trying, and it wasn't that good.
like the son yelling at his father. I didn't tell you that my crutches were 6 inches too small because I knew you couldn't afford it. Fuck you, Dad.
Now,
I'm like-
I loved that whole thing until he said, fuck you, Dad. And I was like, I'd slap you in the fucking mouth. I don't give a fuck if I don't
Yeah,
have
it was
the
like
money
the
to
end of
get
the
your goddamn
conversation.
crutches. You don't fucking talk to me like that.
Kid walks to his room. Mama walks to her room.
And the freaking daughter is learning how to look at her dad in disgust because he ain't provided. Fuck you, Dad.
Because she's mad that she's got to walk to school and take the bus.
No, that was before that he sold the car to provide.
You saw how he was taking the kids to school and they're like okay with that, but then they had to wait for the bus to come.
Yeah,
That
because
they look miserable right
he had
there.
to make ends meet, man. Ends
Well,
meet were being made.
They could have downgraded in other ways. They could have like rented the house or
You know,
sold it. and
Or the mother
move
could have
into-
worked full time because apparently, by her clarifications, all she was providing was books, clothes, and presents
Yeah.
for the kids.
You know, in the meantime, he's paying for the fucking mortgage.
He's paying for everything.
He's paying for the
Groceries.
the mortgage.
The mortgage, the water, the cable.
Yep.
You know, the cable gets cut. They start complaining. Oh, the cable's cut. I was like, lucky the lights ain't cut.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that's what my parents tell me. If I tell my dad, yeah, the damn cable's off. So yeah, why don't you pay to have it turned back on? I just wanted to watch cable. I ain't what I fucking asked you. Why don't you pay to have it turned back on, your smart mouth? If I hear you say this shit again, I'm gonna hang you by your goddamn nuts. But my dad loved me. He only reserved the strap for the really bad times. And yes, he would call me a retard and threaten to beat the numbers out of my head. But, you know, him saying stuff like that to me, that was love. But that's what my dad would do. If I say, the cable ain't off, shut the fuck up. You're lucky I don't fucking kill you. Fucking kill you, put another one of you in your mother's stomach, and guess what? After a week, I forget your fucking name. I'm going to therapy
wrap
for
it
it.
up.
The one last
one
thing. At the very end, the producer gives the FBI this one clip that she deleted. It's against the law to delete evidence after you know it's a crime that's being committed. So she deleted evidence off the server, copied it to a USB, and then gave it to them without any predetermined conditions. So she just implicated herself to accessory to murder, which I thought was the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
She, instead of giving her that to her lawyer,
Yeah.
let's work something out with the FBI with this.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing.
I thought it was like, is this fucking woman an idiot?
Yeah.
Allegedly, she's supposed to be the prodigy.
FBI people are looking into. She's just going to willingly hand over. Here's all the evidence. Here, I'm going to be the whistleblower without any predetermined conditions. Yeah. All right, man. Let's.
All right. So, Antoine, what are you going to give to this movie?
Rental.
Rental.
I was going into it just hearing the concept. I was already at a matinee. I like it. I'm watching it, and at the beginning where the chick kills the guy in the Bachelorette show, and then he's like, look, I'm guilt racked. We're going to do another show. We're going to use it to value life. And after the first death, I was like, you know what? If they keep it going this way, this is going to be golden. I was in the full price range, but when the guy immediately became an unrepentant dick, it started to slide right back down to matinee. Okay, a matinee saw it, no big deal. Mason not killing himself. And also the whole, his thing was so stereotypical, and they didn't even say how his shit ended. For all we know, his family's living in a fucking car. We don't even know. They didn't say, okay, look, the company's going to sell out of court, we're going to give you money, whatever. Didn't even sell it. The fact that he didn't kill himself automatically dropped it from matinee to rental.
Oh, man.
I will give this a rental.
All right. For me, I mean, it was entertaining.
I ain't saying much.
It wasn't boring, but I'm going to give this a low matinee. It looks like they're trying to wrap up the movie so fast, and they left open so many loose ends that you just really wanted to hear some kind of conclusion, some ending. So I'm going to give this a low matinee. M?
Oh, I enjoyed it. So I was full price for me.
Wow.
It wasn't climactic in the top, in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end.
Oh,
so
very climactic.
I know there was a lot of character change, and you know the movie had a lot of parts where I thought it was going to go this way and it would go into a different direction, but it was still pleasing. So sorry, I'm against you guys.
And what's your score?
Full price.
I gave it a low matinee.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm not going to say that it was entertaining like Ray. I just say that this movie had a different idea. 2, they were characters that you could relate to. 3, the changes of the character, the main character, that was okay, making you a little bit angry, but not hateful to the fact that I can't watch this movie anymore. And the fact the matter is that if I decided to take this movie and edit the ending, I think Anton would be appreciated.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, that guy when he blows up.
That shit was unbelievable.
That's it.
You could have
I
stopped
leave
it right there.
Leave it right
You could have
there.
stopped it right there.
And then have that,
You
that,
throw
that
whatever shit
dumbass
in
chick
after.
that give the evidence to the FBI without consulting her lawyer. I will edit that shit too. And leave it there and have the guy get arrested, cry on the floor, and that's it.
I don't mind her turning him in, but maybe a little bit earlier, so at least he has the problem of his sister dying, the problem of the show.
She would have to turn herself in.
And the
she's
problem of the
fucked.
cops.
No.
You know,
If
it's
she
just-
handed that stuff to the guys earlier, the show would end.
Yeah, she's
They're like, yo, stop the show. We are arresting your host on
she
TV.
is fucked. The
Stop
fact
the
of
show.
the matter is that she sent the evidence completely
Yeah,
to
she
the
waited
FBI.
more people to die.
She
She's implicated.
gave the leverage to the FBI
Yeah.
to
Right.
go full on her sentence
Yep.
Yeah.
without pleading.
If you know she was gonna end the show, she should have done it earlier.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
She
She let his
deliberately
sister die. and
she
that was not
deliberately
cool.
let his sister die. She deliberately let
And she
that
was part
guy
of letting
kill
that
himself.
happen,
It's
Here,
not
kid.
about deliberately letting other people do whatever. Again, that's not illegal. The only real law that she committed, well, two. The deleting of the evidence, that could be looked over, that could be ignored if you made a copy and deleted it for the express purpose of giving it to the authorities. That can be overlooked. But the one that cannot be overlooked is once you saw the crime committed and once you got the evidence, she sat on it for like 4 fucking episodes. That is a crime. You saw a crime being committed for no reason beyond personal gain. It can't be like, yo, if I reported it, he'd know it was me and I'd get killed. That's the only reason legally you could say I didn't tell people before. Because with that crime having been committed and you saying nothing, you allowed him to continue, maybe not breaking crimes, but all the other stuff he did, he was not supposed to do. You're now an accessory to the crime. M, let's say I see you rob a bank, and let's say Dane's your husband. I say, man, M robbed the bank, but she's married to Dane. I don't want anything bad to happen, so I don't say shit. You don't rob another bank for 50, 60, 70 years. You're an old person now. So it doesn't really matter. But what does matter is you committed a crime. I saw you commit the crime. I chose not to say anything. I am now an accessory to that crime and I will go to jail. That's really, for the most part, the only crime that she committed that couldn't be walked away from.
Yeah, she would get jail time.
She won't in this movie because when she gave the thing to the FBI agent, say, look, I couldn't give it to you before because he threatened me.
Right. She had mentioned
But now
that she was being
now
threatened.
that I'm being fired, he can't really touch me anymore. So here. So she did cover her ass. She said, I couldn't give this to you because I was threatened.
Yeah.
There you go. Ray, what's our overall score? You've heard everyone's score.
It's a middle of the road matinee.
So it gets a matinee.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
all
it
right.
gets a middle of the road matinee.
Middle of the road
man.
matinee. It is what it is. I mean, I think it's bullshit, but whatever.
All right, guys, don't forget to visit our website at g2ta.com or gottatalkaboutit.com, or you can listen to us on g2ta.podbean.com. Yeah, and if you want to donate to Irma Relief Fund, just please send it our way.
Yeah, that'll knock a dent in some of our debt.
Yeah.
And which will mean that Irma will have to pay us less money because, again, since we're donating to Irma and we're already in the negative, yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, might as well, yeah. You know, you're
They've
helping
now
us
taken
out.
on some of our debt.
We suffered through Irma.
By helping us, you're going to help Irma.
Yeah, by helping us, we're helping you.
Yeah, and that's with us giving Irma 100% of your donations.
Yes.
So all we're doing is helping Irma pay less money to our bill collectors. So there you go.
All right, guys. Till next time.
Sweet.
I'm about to watch some Rick and Morty right here.
Hell yeah, dude. Rick and Morty, baby.